We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forget. We do not forget. Expect us. We are anonymous.
By now we've all heard of this collective, through media headlines, online forums and memes, as well as within our class. But what exactly is Anonymous? Anonymous is a hacktivist collective that works to put an end to censorship, claiming universal freedom of information as its primary goal. The group has expanded its activist efforts to include demonstrations in the defense of all human rights and against all oppressive entities. Zhang Li, a Harvard Law researcher interested in the relationship between hackers and the First Amendment, defines hacktivism as a process that involves the use of technology hacking mechanisms, often in the form of cyber attacks, to effect particular political and/or social change. Despite their very occasional physical appearances at protests, Anonymous functions almost exclusively in cyberspace. Through the anonymous channels of internet chat relays, untraceable YouTube videos, and various social media sites, members, called Anons, organize and communicate with each other and the public. With these shadowy conduits of interaction, members vote, plot, and mobilize against organizations that they deem as infringers upon the basic liberties of the world's citizens. Anonymous is of interest to me for two primary reasons. The group presents itself as an anomaly for organizational communication scholars, especially for those interested in hidden or dark collectives, because it does not fit cleanly into existing frameworks of classification. It is widely debated whether or not Anonymous is even an organization. Despite their own claim, quoted in the documentary We Are Legion, the collective says, "We speak as one, it's a collective." Scholars, researchers, and media outlets vary in their speculations, with characterizations ranging from a loose collective to an unaffiliated mess of pranksters and criminals. According to Scott, this hacktivist collective is a mostly shadowed organization. On the continuums of organizational visibility, member identification, and relevant audience, Anonymous is relatively invisible, members are silent, but the relative audience is global. However, the group's use of slogans, logos, routine practice of using its name and seeking accountability for its attacks, communication of its vision, as well as the indeterminability of a hierarchy or network between its members at all, places Anonymous as an outlier within the otherwise useful basis of understanding hidden organizations. Secondly, Anonymous' peaceful online tactics for bringing violators of basic human rights to justice could signify a major shift in social activism and political dissent. Their peaceful web-based attacks against oppressive organizations and regimes across the globe have extended the influence of localized sit-ins, boycotts, and other forms of protest to the world stage. One of many cyber attacks executed by the Anonymous Collective is that against the Westboro Baptist Church. The Westboro Baptist Church is known for its extreme ideologies, vocalized homophobia and anti-Semitism, as well as its common practice of picketing the funerals of deceased American military servicemen and women. Anonymous implemented its attack against the church on the basis of the organization's hate-mongering, bigotry, and misappropriation of religious doctrine to conform to their intolerable worldview. Prior to Westboro's planned funeral picketing of the Sandy Hook Elementary School victims, Anonymous took to their YouTube channel to warn their target, stating, "Your downfall is underway. Since your one-dimensional thought protocol will not conform to any modern logic, we will not debate, argue, or attempt to reason with you. We will progressively dismantle your institution." The attack integrated Anonymous' publishing of the private information of church members, including their full names, social security numbers, street addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses, for the public. The hacktivists then disabled Westboro's website that promoted their hateful message. Finally, Anonymous remotely hacked into the homophobic spokeswoman Shirley Phelps Roper's personal computer and replaced her wallpaper with homosexual pornography. I personally believe that Anonymous presents vastly more social benefits than detriments. However, I am respectful of speculation about the collective's potential to harm. I believe that Anonymous can be accurately characterized as watchdogs of freedom. The collective has made it its mission to bring unrestricted access to any and all information to the people of our world. They aim to protect our global society from the denial of inalienable human rights, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of association, and freedom of access to knowledge. Anonymous's devotion to securing the rights of all people was exemplified by their cyber attack on Egypt's government in 2011, when the collective disabled 3 official government websites. This cyber assault was prompted by Morsi authorities' blocking of Twitter access and brutal violence against peaceful protesters demonstrating in the streets of Cairo. Some believe that Anonymous could put our national security at risk. Despite Anonymous's peaceful message and goals of civic protection, many believe that with its absolute power in the virtual world, the collective could put America at risk by publicizing necessarily secret information, such as classified military intelligence.